Good day and God bless everyone. This is my video about the comparison in 19th century and nowadays situation in the Philippines. Philippines in 19th century was under a colonial power of Spain and was ruled by King Ferdinand VII. Church and state were united. Friars controlled the colonial authorities. Filipinos suffer from abuses, cruelties, and evils of the Spanish official and Guardia Civil. Filipinos belong to the low power class hierarchy they call Indio, or which means servant. They were discriminated because of the color of the skin and nose. They experience injustice and human rights. Higher class and middle class can afford to go to school, and Filipinos suffer from corrupt government officials, which caused the economy to decline. Nowadays, the situation of the Philippines. Philippines today is led by President Rodrigo Duterte. The church and state is separated. People enjoyed the human rights. Enjoyed has the right to own a property and land as long as they can afford. Everyone can afford to go to school and can avail any scholarship offered by the government, especially for the student who can afford to pay the tuition fee. And many laws implemented to protect the life and rights of every Filipino. And the Philippine economy is growing and developing. Most of the Filipino, especially the youth, forget about nationalists and they forget the essence and spirit of the heroism of our Filipino heroes who fought for our own freedom today.
So for comparisons of 19th century Philippines between nowadays situation of the Philippines, in terms in cultural aspects, women are allowed to stay only in their homes and in schools that is exclusively for them under the supervisions of nuns. They were not allowed to study about different professions or field of study that requires applications in the society. They only teach how to be a good wife and mother. Women were not free to socialize with men, both practices mano as respectful elders. No using of cutlery or cabristos and eating foods. Women are free to study in any schools and take up the course they want to pursue. They can choose their professions. They are also now not limited to their homes and can do some works of men. Women are free to socialize to the opposite sex. That's all. Thank you.
So in comparison of 19th century Philippines between nowadays situation of the Philippines, so in terms of religious aspect, or speaking of religious, in this time in 19th century Philippines, only Catholic or Christianity should be your religion, and Filipinos have no freedom to choose what religion he want, and also the force every Filipino to become a Catholic or to convert Catholic religion. And also many Filipinos died for not following the wishes of the Spaniards, and only Catholic church can be saved at this time, and no debate going on, and so many Filipinos are suffering and deprived of their right to get what is for them. So now in nowadays led by our President Rodrigo Rua Duterte, so there are many religions that can be found in the Philippines, for today in this time, and every Filipino has the right to choose their religion, and there is no compulsion to convert what religion would you want, no? And every religion is well propagate to us so that no one persists or dies. Now there are many churches in the Philippines you have seen, and different religious are debating, and every Filipino has deserved the right and get it for them. So that's all, and thank you.
In terms of political aspects, in 19th century, only men are allowed to vote and take the positions in the government. While in the 21st century, there are equal opportunities for both men and women in terms of voting and taking the positions in the government. Second is, there is, in 19th century, there is a stability of a colonial administration in which there is 3 to 4 months in terms of captain general in the country. While here in the 21st century, it has a systematic way of governing and administrating the country for 3 to 6 years.
God bless everyone. I am Makisa Pilimano, second year College of Business Administration. No? So this is my comparison about 19th century and nowadays century. The political situations in Philippines during 19th century was still Spanish held, controlled from Madrid. Economics was also controlled by the Spanish government. Social life depends on what social standing of the people has. Commercial agriculture has grown and a new class has emerged. In Philippines politics and economics, some of the family that gained prominence during the 19th century still have an important role. Public education was only available in the Philippines in 1863. And the church even then controlled the program. The biggest change in the nowadays Philippines. For education in the country, the Philippines is one of the last to adopt this kind of education as it remained faithful to its old curriculum, which is 6 years to elementary and 6 years to high school. The country has 2 types of schools, public and private. Public schools are in bad condition due to low budget, but there are a lot of bright students. Their main struggle is financial problem.